Thank you. All right, we should be live streaming now.
We are.
Thank you. All right, awesome. Go ahead and get us kicked off, Harlequin.
Okay. Well, welcome everybody. My name is Harlequin Murray. I am your co-host this evening, as I am every week, and I get to introduce our fabulous leader, Miss Ellen Winn. Um, she has been with DAC for over 6 years now. But just a little bit about her background for those of you who are new with us. Um, she grew up on her family farm in Dallas, Georgia, not Texas, and which is just outside of Atlanta. And she lives on the property today. But anyways, when she got out of school, she went into the restaurant industry, worked in restaurants for many years, and ended up working with Domino's Pizza, managing a huge team of different stores and different, all over the state of Georgia, and was also in charge of training for them, and ended up deciding that she had had enough of the corporate world, and she started her own pizza restaurant and had a couple of different locations. And so she got a lot of business experience doing that. But she owns a limousine service today that she's had for many years. And so she's got a strong business background, but she's also worked in network marketing for many years as well. And whenever I first met her, she was my upline team leader then, as she is now. And she was in charge of training for the network marketing company for the entire company. So she's got a strong training background that we are blessed to get take advantage of. And anyways, she's been with DAC for, like I said, over 6 years now. And she has one of the largest teams, and she is the highest ranked agent in the field. So she's got a lot of expertise in many areas, but specifically in DAC. So we get to have her helping us out. But anyways, without further ado, Miss Ellen, you want to go ahead and take it away?
I do. Thank you, Harlequin. Um, Going through a couple of things here that I want to cover with you guys tonight. Welcome. If this is your first time joining us, we do these team Zooms every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time to give you guys an opportunity to get your questions answered. I know we have great trainings Tuesday through Friday, and our leadership Zoom on Mondays. That's an invitation only Zoom. And you've got an opportunity during the day to get your questions answered, talking to the actual expert with whatever service it is. If it's healthcare on Tuesdays, it's usually me. If it's Wednesday, talking about funding, it's usually Wade Cordell. Thursday, we're usually hearing from Hugh Pober over with our payment processing team. And Friday, we're hearing from our founder, David Rutz. But our calls on Monday are really here to help guide you guys and help answer any questions or challenges that you're running into along the way. So know that we're going to be opening up for questions at the end. You'll be able to raise your hand if you have anything that you want to discuss tonight. But right now, I want to get us kicked off with what I want to talk about tonight, and that is it is the end of the month, and I've sent out two or three emails now saying, hey, the deadline is here. There are several different things that affect today and this month in particular. So I want to do screen share, and I'm going to get over to my email. It's not, there it is. All right, we got my email up there, Harlequin. Awesome. Okay, so this is the email that I sent out. I included this with some replays yesterday or a couple of days ago, and then today I sent this out on its own. So I want to go through and make sure that you guys understand. And if you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand, because I want to make sure after I go through the email that I sent out that you guys are crystal clear on what the requirements are, okay? So today is the last day of the month. The way our compensation plan is structured is we look at whatever business revenue is generated through your agency on a calendar month basis, month by month by month. And the very last day of the month is when that final snapshot is taken as far as what you performed or what the performance was for the month of September, since today is September the 30th. That close of month, and I've got it under the note here in this email, the close of month is at midnight Pacific time. Okay, so I'm on Eastern time. It's 9:06 right now. Pacific time is 3 hours behind me. So I would have until 3 a.m. Eastern time to get any volume in the system, any customers added, or if there was a service that I wanted to buy for myself, like if I wanted to become a RX customer, or if I wanted to become an ID Protect customer, or if healthcare is kind of out the window for last minute qualifications. But those two would allow you, RX and ID Protect, those two services, you could become your own customer today, and that volume would count towards your qualifications for September. Okay. So that's how that works. As far as qualifications with the other services that we offer, funding, you're usually going to see that volume show up the day after the client gets funded, or the day that the client gets funded. You may not get paid until the next day. On payment processing, we typically don't see that volume, the residual revenue volume, until maybe the second month after the client has gone live. On lines of credit, that's going to be immediate, like funding is. One of the funding products, our Giggle program, if you have a Giggle client, that particular funding program doesn't get paid out but once a month, because Giggle is such a small funding amount. It only gets paid on the 20th of the month following the month when the client got the money. So if you had anyone get a Giggle funding and it was actually funded during the month of September, as long as that client makes their first payment, paying back to Giggle on whatever they borrowed, then you'll get commissioned on that the 20th of the following month. So if they got the money in September, then you'll get paid on the 20th of October for your Giggle clients. Other fundings, you get paid usually the next day. Some of the bigger fundings, sometimes it takes up to a week, but most of the time it's the next day. Healthcare, excuse me, if you have a healthcare client go active, if they were to become active on October the 1st, excuse me, then you're going to see that volume for healthcare show up the following month on the 15th. So whatever their activation date is, the beginning of that month, you'll see it the following month on the 15th when those clients get posted. So that's how our volume shows up. Okay. Now let me go back through the top of the email. Time sensitive for you guys. If you are new with DAC and you signed up during the month of August, September is your deadline to get qualified as a super trainer. What is super trainer? Well, if you went through the getting started training, David discusses super trainer and how you get yourself qualified as super trainer, and you can earn on 8 levels of the pay plan on the residual plan instead of just earning on 7. I know I was already qualified as super trainer the day this was rolled out. What is super trainer? Well, it means that you have 200 personal residual revenue, and you have at least 3 agents, 3 agent teams that between them, they have at least 250 team or group residual revenue with no more than 100 coming from any one if it's only 3. Okay. Or actually no more than 100 if it's no matter how many legs you have, no more than 100 can count from one leg, because we have a 40% rule. And that's all laid out in the compensation plan. So this isn't intended to be detailed compensation other than addressing the points that I have in this email. Okay. So the getting started, number 1 there, go watch the getting started. David covers the super trainer qualification, and that could be big money over time. You may not see the impact of that immediately. You may not see it your first year in the business, but as you grow a nationwide agency and you have tens of thousands of agents in your team, your 8th level is going to be producing a lot of volume, and you want to make sure that you're capitalizing on that and capturing that volume. Okay, number 2, qualify for 7 level. Okay, if you're just getting started and you don't have a team yet, None of you on here tonight should close out this month without being at least a qualified agent, which is right here. You need 50 personal residual revenue so that you're qualified in the pay plan. And that means that you're going to be eligible to earn a residual commission on the 15th of next month. You'll get paid on your own customers no matter what. But if you have 50 or more in personal residual revenue, then you'll also earn a residual check on what your team has done throughout the month. Okay. So that's number two. Number three, qualify for enroller matching commissions. To do this, you automatically earn 10% match on bonuses of people that you personally enroll in the business. During your first 90 days, you're automatically qualified. After 90 days, to earn that minimum 10% match, you have to have 200 in personal client revenue. Okay. You can earn more by having funding clients of your own and being either engaged or amped. But I want you to focus on just getting yourself there with personal customers and not worrying about whether they're funding customers or whether they're other services. If you get to 200, you will always be qualified to earn that 10% match on bonuses that anyone you personally enroll when they get a funding client. Let's say they earn $400, you get a 10% match. You would make $40 just because they earned 400. Okay. Same thing on the enroller match on the residuals. If you have 200 personal revenue, then you'll automatically earn a 20% enroller match. So if you have 200, that means you're going to make the 25% match on your first level, plus you're going to make an additional 20% on your first level because you're enroller match qualified. So you'll essentially make a 45% match on everybody that you personally enroll on their residual commission if you have 200 in personal revenue volume. Okay. So the bottom line is you need to get yourself to 200 in personal revenue. 50 is a good starting point, but getting yourself to 200 is really the benchmark for what you want to shoot for, and stay at 200 or above every single month. Okay. And then if you qualify for super trainer, which is also team trainer, but you did it within your first 30 days, or your first full month, if you do that, then that means you're going to get invited to the leadership call where David Rutz is only talking to the leaders on that call. So team trainers and above. And it's really a privilege to be able to have those conversations with the owner and founder of the company. So you want to get yourself qualified at team trainer or above so you can get invited for those. And then most important, out of these, other than timeline, most of you on here, this probably doesn't apply to, but you may have people in your team that this applies to. And that is, if you log into your back office, and I'm going to take you through the back office in just a minute, if you see anyone in your team that their name is in red and it says inactive, that means they are at risk of having their position permanently deleted. And this is a really big deal for people that have been with DAC for a while and have built teams, because if they don't renew by midnight tonight or Pacific time when the system closes out, if they don't renew by tonight, that position is going to get removed from DAC and they're going to lose their downline. So people got to pay attention to this annual renewal process. It's free, just like it is to join, but it's part of, David says, part of the FTC requirement of us following good business practice, where we're getting people to acknowledge that they do want to remain part of our business. It also helps DAC cut costs, because when we're running systems, email systems and back office systems, and we're having to pay on a per person, per account basis, it costs DAC a lot of money over time if they're having to pay for 70,000 agents and only 5,000 of them are active. And I'm just pulling those numbers out of the air, right? But that's a big difference in people that have enrolled versus the number that are engaged. So we want to narrow this down. And also for you as a team leader, I know I've got well over 16,000 people in my downline. And I want to see what those real numbers look like instead of an inflated number. I want to see how many of those are actually active agents. So trimming the fat, so to speak, by getting rid of inactive agents is a good thing. Okay. So that's the email that I wanted to cover. Next thing I want to cover is in the back office. So I'm going to go to our main site here, davidallencapital.com. As a reminder, if you're new, how do you get to your back office? Well, you simply scroll down to the bottom of the page and you go to this agent login link there. And I'm going to pause screen share a minute, make sure I open up the right site. Give me just a second. I can find the pause here. Stop screen share. There we go. Ooh, I did do the wrong one. Let's do this again. I opened the wrong one out of habit. Out of opening that back office about 15 times a day, going in and looking for people, looking for doing things to support. Right back to agent login. Okay, I'm in. Let me go back to screen share. And we're there. Okay, so I've logged in with a dummy account that was created a long, long time ago for training purposes. So it doesn't have any real information in it. It's just blank. Like probably a lot of you have a back office that looks exactly like mine because you haven't gotten any customers and you don't have any recruits, right? Maybe you're brand new and this is what your back office looks like. So I want to point out a couple of things here on what we just covered on getting yourself qualified. If you have funding clients, this is where it would show up engaged qualified. Okay, and it would have a date showing what that date would be. If you're amped, it would say yes, and it'll have a date by the amped up date. Rank, you want to be moving through the system. It'll show you your total personal agents, clients, status, and this month's bonus revenue and this month's residual revenue. These two lines right here are your personal production. And this is where you want to see at least 50 in your personal residual revenue, preferably 200 or better. Okay. But I want to take you over to the Agent Resource Center. We've got a new document that David put up that is really helpful for helping to onboard new agents. So I want to take you over to that. We're going to go through the dashboard here to the Agent Resource Center. So I'm going to click on Agent Resource Center. And when it opens up, this opens up on the Getting Started training, right? This first video is really where everybody needs to start. It covers the getting to super trainer and all of the basics of getting started in the business. But tonight, the training document is under team building. And this is only going to be helpful for you if you're building a team. And I hope you are, since you're on this call with us. But under team building, you want to scroll down and there's a new document right here on the right. It says checklist with your new agents. Okay. And we'll open that up and we're going to talk about this because whether you're new or not, you need to know. If you're new, you need to go through this on your own and check things off, whether you've done it or not. If you are recruiting people, you want to make sure that you're pointing this out and going through it with them. Okay. So it's our onboarding checklist system. And you simply want to ask the new agent as they get started with us, hey, are you interested in being an agent only? Or are you interested in building a team as well? So they'll tell you, yeah, I just want to sell products, or I just want to market healthcare, or they'll tell you what they're interested in. Or, I want to build a team and get clients. Then that would mean they want to be a team builder. Okay, if you're going to build a team and get clients, are you interested in building a really large organization where you can be a team leader and help develop a team nationwide? Or you just want to more or less refer agents and have a team frontline that you're working with? Okay, if they're number three, want to build that nationwide business, then they're number three. But as you can see, it tells you right here, if they're number one, then they want to go through the left side of this page only. If they're number two, they want to go through the agent only and the agent plus team builder, right? And if they're number three, then they want to complete all three sections of this form. So Really super simple information here. Most importantly, every single one of you need to make sure that you've received the welcome email, that you've read the welcome email, and that you are saving it, reading it, saving it. I suggest that you start a folder with David Allen Capital material so that everything goes into that same folder and you can always go back and find that. I also star it or put special labels on things in my email account. So welcome email, most important. When someone has completed their getting started, they need to go ahead and check that off. If they haven't, they need to go find the getting started training that I just pointed out, watch that, and then check it off. And then customer acquisition training. Under all four of our services, we have training specific for funding, our payment processing, our healthcare, and our RX. So you want to watch those individually so that you have a good understanding of the features and benefits of all the services that we offer. And then our compensation plan training. These are the basics, guys. These are the basics that every single new agent needs to watch. The personal bonus, understanding that if you're going to market our funding program, understanding how getting amped up is going to get you paid almost double, can be double on your personal. And it will double your enroller bonuses if you're amped up. And then understanding your personal residuals, how you go from 20 to 50%, that stair step ladder. You simply get there by having more personal customers. Okay. And then doing a game plan with you, or you and your team leader, or with you and your enroller to personalize an income goal, and then attending the weekly service Zooms. That's the Tuesday healthcare, Wednesday funding, Thursday payment processing. Okay, those are the three. We're trying to keep those to 15, 20 minutes. So if you can't be on them live, you should mark your calendar at the end of the day on Tuesday that you're coming home from work and you're taking 15 or 20 minutes out and going through that healthcare training or healthcare and RX training that I do, right? That way you're staying up to speed, you're staying engaged. I have a 3-ring notebook for my DAC business. I have it divided into sections as far as product sections. And when I go back through and I watch these videos, if I miss them live, I'm taking notes in that particular section. And I'm always referring to my most recent notes because my most recent notes are always going to be that update of the most current events, right? All right, and then agent team builder, all of the agent steps, plus watching the super trainer video, recruiting training, comp plan, team income videos, game plan to rank to reach income levels, and understanding this. I can check off everything on this form with a blindfold on because I've been through everything on here over and over and over again. I continue going through it over and over and over again because I want to be prepared to always teach my team and redirect my team back to where something is. So if you'll look at things from that trainer perspective, where Harlequin, thank you for that introduction. If we always look at it from a trainer perspective and going, okay, I need to know where this is because when I bring new people on, I want to be able to give them the right information or point them in the right direction, then that will help you learn in what we're doing here with DAC. Okay, so that's what I wanted to cover. Before I close this out, Harlequin, is there anything you would like to point out while I've got the screen share on?
Yeah, actually somebody was asking where they renew at. If you can go back and show the well, actually one other thing bef go ahead and log out for a second.
Okay.
Um so like Ellen showed earlier, you go to the bottom of your davidallencapital.com website and tap on the agent login button. It will take them to this page. And then most of the time, you're going to have to reset your password if you haven't logged in previously.
Click here.
Right. And it's going to send an email to your email that's on file.
How
But
do they know what email is on file?
they'll have to look that up in their back off. Well, in I would do a search for support at David Allen Capital to see if it's in their email, or you can contact your upline team leader.
Or if they know their agent ID number, they can go to davidallencapital.com/ their ID number, and the email address that's on your website
It's not going to
is,
show up because the website has been inactivated.
yeah, that's right. If they're inactive, it won't. Good point. But typically, if you're not sure what email address you have on file, then you'll be able to see it at the top of your page if you're just trying to reset your password to get into your back office. So,
Yeah.
yep. But what Harlequin said about searching your emails for support at davidallencapital.com, look for emails there, and your welcome letter is going to have your agent ID number in it. Okay. All right. Anything else while we got screen share up?
Yeah, the other thing is um, if you need to go off screen for a second, if you can log in and show people how they do the settings to do a search on the list view.
Okay. Hang on.
Yeah, I had somebody on my team send me a message asking how do they renew, and I noticed that they had some people on their team that have
Okay.
not
What are we
renewed.
doing? We're going to my team.
Go to my team, to my
My,
list view, and then you have to change the date on that top one to 2022 because there are some people that got put in with a 2022
that
date,
last page, that's all you need to do is just change the 4 to a 2.
right?
And then
And if
what?
you've got more than 7 levels on your team, change that to a 0.
Okay. And then what is it we're searching for specifically?
We're just looking for a list of everybody so they can see who, you can go and do a search for an individual by last name, first name, that type of thing. But if you're wanting to see your entire team, it will show you, their name will be in red and it will say inactive off on the right-hand side, but that will give you a list of everybody on your team. And once you do that, where up at the top of the page, like where it says tree view, node view, that type of stuff, whenever the report comes up, there's not going to be a report coming up because this has no one in there. But there is a thing where you can download your list so you can, if you need to do that.
Okay. So again, we're going to go to my team, my list view, and then we're going to change this automatically populates January 1st, 2024. You want to change 24 to 22. So it goes all the way back to the beginning of time. This is automatically defaulted to 7. If you have more than 7 generations deep in your team, you want to click 0. Or if you're just wanting to pull up your frontline people, you can pull up my personal agents there, or you could put a 1 there and it's going to give you your 1 level team. But if you want to see everybody, change that to 0, show list view, and that pulls everybody up. Okay, good. Anything else?
I think that was the main thing. And yeah, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I'm sorry. The person on my team said that one of the people that had not renewed, the person passed away. So I'm so sorry to hear that, Alita.
All right, can I come off of screen share?
Yes, you can, ma'am.
All right, awesome. Yeah, so sorry to hear that. And, I hear from time to time people will say, hey, so and so in my team, they passed away. And it's always just so sad to hear that. And especially if that someone is someone that you knew personally. Sorry for your loss on that, Alita. All right. Any questions before we wrap up? You can go down to the React button at the bottom of your screen and do the virtual raise hand, little bar raise hand like that. And you click on that, it'll pop up on your name on our Zoom window here. Or if we have anything in the chat, anyone that has questions or comments there. Looks like we've got multiples. Thank you, Erica. And good evening, Ray. Yes, good evening to everyone. All right. Any questions, guys? We won't keep you hanging out here. I want you to be able to go take a look at what your volume is. And if you need to go get some customers before midnight tonight so you can get yourself qualified, that's really what I want you to focus on.
Yeah,
Okay.
actually,
Oh, yeah. Sherry has said no more apps. Yep. As of tonight at midnight, the DAC agency app that we're using is going away. No fault of DAC. The company that provides our app was sold, and the new company is changing their structure. They're not going to support our app. So David says we've got to either end it today or we're tied in for another 2 years without them being able to support what we're doing and being able to improve the app for us. So he made an executive decision to just stop the app. He is actively looking for a new app and hopes to find something by the sometime next month. And then hopefully we'll have a new app launching the beginning of 2025. But yeah, thank you for that reminder. All right.
and I do have one other reminder for everybody. David confirmed today that Tuesday and Thursday nights we will continue doing the business opportunity presentation at 9 p.m. Eastern. There will not be a first Tuesday training.
Yeah, we're changing that culture simply because we're doing all the trainings during the week. So there's no need to do a specific training on the first Tuesday. We're turning that into a recruiting opportunity. And guys, we've got to start ramping up our recruiting and get you guys talking to your warm market and asking people that you know, hey, do you keep your options open for making money outside of what you're currently doing? If they do, invite them to either look at your website or invite them out to a live business opportunity presentation and be excited about it and say, hey, I don't know if it's a good fit or not. There's 3 points on that invitation. One, are they open to making money outside of what they're currently doing? Number two, it may or may not be for you. You're giving them an out. Say it may or may not be a good fit. Okay. Letting them know that up front because we know DAC is not a good fit for everyone, but it'll only take you a few minutes to decide. Those 3 points, if you'll make those 3 points with every invitation that you make, keep your options open for making money outside of what you're currently doing. It may or may not be a good fit, but it'll only take you a few minutes to decide. Most people will go watch the video, okay? Because I don't know of anybody today that's not interested in making money, additional money. Statistics show that the average household in America right now needs to earn $1,000 more per month than they did last year simply to keep up the same lifestyle because the cost of living increased. So all of our goods and services have increased, and we've got to make more money to continue the lifestyle that we lived last year. So you'll be doing people a favor by asking them. Remember, we're not selling anything. We're giving away an opportunity to either make money, or if we're offering our services, we're giving away an opportunity for people to have a service that they really need at a better price and probably a better service than they already have on healthcare, RX, payment processing, and then on funding, we're offering them an opportunity to get funded when their bank is probably telling them no. So be a good Samaritan. Get out there and spread the word about what DAC has to offer, okay? The opportunity calls are Tuesday and Thursday evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, and that's at daczoom.com. Thanks for the question, Lisa. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. No
One
more questions.
last one last thing, because I just got a text from somebody that was confused about this. Um, your For everyone who had joined prior to April 1st of 2023, they are the ones who their um the deadline is tonight. Anyone who signed up after April 1st of 2023, you'll have 1 year plus 6 months before you get deleted from the system.
Yep. You start getting emails from DAC letting you know, hey, you get an email 30 days before your time to renew. You'll get it directly from support at David Allen Capital saying, hey, it's time to renew. And then you'll get another reminder. You'll get one like 10 days before, and then you'll get one, today's your last day to renew, before you go inactive. And then after you go inactive, you got 6 months in that red state of being inactive altogether before you get removed from the system. So they're giving people more than ample time to do that. But with that said, that made me think of something today, on emails. I see agents that create new emails to do their DAC business, and then they've got 50 different email accounts and they can't remember which one it is. Just encourage your agents to use an email. If they're creating one specifically for DAC, suggest that they forward it to an account that they check on a regular basis so that they don't miss those important emails from support, or they don't miss emails that I send out when I add people to the team list. It's just important that people are checking emails and seeing the communication that we're sending out to everyone. Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank y'all so much. Go get your numbers closed out for the month. I want to see some new team trainers popping in the back office when we update the system in the morning. And I hope one of them is you. All right. Have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow on our healthcare Zoom at 11:30. And then tomorrow night, 9 p.m., bring out your guests to the business opportunity overview. I believe David Rutz is going to be the presenter on that. Okay. Take care, everyone.